What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tabletop Bros. Today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Champions of Slaanesh Emperor's Children Army Launch Box. So got to start off by saying there is some beautiful art here on the box cover. Very, very cool. Definitely exciting. And as we kind of flip it over here, we can see on the slip all of the models clearly displayed. We got the Codex, the cards. Very, very nice, and a nice inclusion, something that has been missing from some of the previous box sets. Definitely appreciate some good art, and then also showing off all of the contents inside as well. So this box is going to come with the Emperor's Children Codex, the Emperor's Children Datacards, and then we have 33 miniatures, all brand new sculpts. We have the Lord Exultant, we have 10 Tormentors, 10 Infractors, and then 2 squads of 6 Noise Marines. And then the Tormentors and Infractors can both be built as either or, so that is technically like just 20 of the same 10-man kit. So definitely some nice options in this box, all brand new models, very, very cool. So let's take a look at the box itself. So after we remove that front slip cover, we have the actual box itself, and then we can open that up. Alright, so very nicely packaged, definitely having like the actual box itself, and then the slip box inside, and then the slip cover on top is going to protect the contents. And this thing is absolutely packed to the brim with sprues, the Codex, and the cards. So let's go ahead and remove everything and take a look at what's inside. Alright, so first we have the Emperor's Children transfer sheet. This is a brand new transfer sheet with a bunch of decals for your infantry size models, and then we also have a bunch of larger decals for your vehicles. And then we have 2 packs of bases. We're going to have a ton of the 32mm size bases for the infantry, and then we also have some 40mm bases for the Noise Marines as well, and then the character. Alright, and then we have 1 small sprue for the Lord Exultant. So really, really nice sprue right here. Definitely some very nice and sharp details on this. Definitely a big fan of this model. Not a ton of options, but we do have a couple. You have like the whip hand, we have a sword hand, we have the plasma pistol, and then we also have the sort of spear. There's also a power fist, and then we have the flame pistol as well. So a couple of different options, but not a ton here. And then we do also have a couple of head options as well. We have either like the plume head, or we have the one with the Emperor's Children symbol. Really cool model, really nice details. Definitely looking forward to getting this guy painted up and on the table. Alright, and then next we have our 2 different kits here, which can be built as the Infractors or alternative assembly. So you're going to get 2 sprues for each squad right here. Each is going to build 10 models, and they are duplicates. And if we just sort of line these sprues up, we can twist it around this way. And essentially what it comes down to is we're going to have 4 of the exact same sprue. So each one of these sprues is going to build 5 models. A normal box set of these guys is going to be 10 models. So the normal 10-man squad, as it's later going to be packaged, is going to be 2 of this exact sprue. This box set is going to have 4 of this sprue. Alright, and then just kind of taking a closer look, it is a really nice sprue, loaded up with detailed bits. So we have a bunch of the actual Emperor's Children symbol on the shoulder pads, and then we have a bunch of plain shoulder pads with like various different designs and extra bits on them, but plenty of space to add our decals. We have a bunch of different look and style backpacks, all of them unique. We have a special one for the champion of the squad. And then we have quite a few various heads as well. We have everything from like helmeted heads, bear heads. We have some with plumes, all kinds of different stuff to choose from. So no 2 models ever will look alike. We have a backpack insert for like the actual like banner itself. And then we have our various bodies. We have a bunch of different equipment options. So depending on if you build them as the more shooty squad, we're going to have some special weapons, including like our melta-gun and plasma gun. And then if we build them as the more combat-oriented squad, we're going to have our close combat weapons with like the various swords and then pistols. So really nice detail here. We also have a bunch of extra bits in the form of like grenades and pouches and stuff like that to add on to the models. We have the whip for like the sergeant equivalent or champion. And then we also have like a plasma pistol and some other options for him. So very nice sprue, loaded with detail. You're going to get 4 of these, so we're going to have tons of bits to choose from and lots of options. And then moving on from there, we have our Noise Marines. So we're going to get 2 squads of Noise Marines. Each one is going to be 1 full sprue and then 1 half sprue. Alright, so taking a look at these, again, just absolutely loaded with details. These are much more of like a Havoc type squad now. Previously, they were like your battle line units. Now that's going to be like your Infractors or like your standard Marine equivalent. These are going to be on 40mm bases, and they're going to be much more of like your heavy support troops. And I gotta say, these guns and models look absolutely amazing. The models are super chunky, even though they're in like your standard armor, but the weapons are massive. They also have really, really cool new backpacks with like speakers built into them. We're going to have the option for like your standard weaponry and the sonic blasters. And then we also have multiple models to be able to equip with the Blast Master. which has multiple different profiles. There's a ton of detail on these models. Games Workshop has absolutely knocked it out of the park with this kit. I'm a huge fan of this. We're going to have a squad leader, and then we're going to have 5 heavy weapons. Really, really nice kit. This is top notch. And then again, we're going to have a bunch of really nice shoulder pads, a bunch of really cool heads, and lots of extra bits to attach. Really looking forward to these models. And then moving on from there, we have the Codex and cards. So we have a nice little slip that they are all secured in. It's got the stretchy strap over the front to make sure that it arrives in perfect condition. As we open it up here, we can pull out the cardboard spacer that Games Workshop has added into to make sure that the cards aren't flopping all over the place. I can't help but notice that it does feel like there's something missing right here. Could be the actual packaging itself, but knowing that Games Workshop is going to be releasing actual like stratagem cards and stuff like that, it feels like they would fit perfectly right in here. So I don't know if last minute they decided to pull it out, or if they have just created this generic packaging and chose not to include them, but it sort of feels like it was left out. So I've got to give it to Games Workshop on the packaging here. This is a 10 out of 10. In the past, I've had things shown up damaged, bits broken off of sprues, cards flopped over the place and bent up, or codexes hurt. Everything came in perfect condition here. So we have first our instruction manual. So it is one of the smaller size instruction manuals for the Emperor's Children Champions of Slaanesh box. It does have all of the various build options in here. We have the Infractors and Tormentors. So quite a few detailed pictures here. And then we also have the Noise Marines themselves. And they do show off like all of the completed models as you're going. And then of course we have our character as well. So really, really nice setup right here. It is one of the smaller books though, but not bad. And then we have the actual card pack right here. So really cool art on the front of the card pack and then on the back as well. Absolutely beautiful art. I love the colors. I love the look and style of these. And as we open it up, we can see the pink foil around the edges. Very cool. So we have Fulgrim, the Primarch of the Emperor's Children. We have Lucius the Internal, an epic hero. We have the Lord Exultant. We have the Lord Cacophonist. We have our Sorcerer next. We have the Demon Prince of Slaanesh. We have the Demon Prince of Slaanesh with wings. We have the Flawless Blades, which are the new elite troops. We have our Chaos Spawn. And then we have the Tormentors. And this is going to be our battle line unit with Infiltrate. And then we have the Infractors next. And these again are battle line with Scout 6. So the Emperor's Children are going to be very fast. And then we have our Chaos Terminators. We have the Chaos Land Raider. We have our Noise Marines. We have the Helldrake. We have the Mauler Fiend. Note that there is no Forge Fiend though. And then we have our Chaos Rhino. We have Shalaxi Hellbane. We have the Standard Keeper of Secrets. We have the Demonettes of Slaanesh. We have the Fiends of Slaanesh. We have the Seekers of Slaanesh. And then we're back to Fulgrim. So really, really nice cards. Definitely a big fan. Love the art on the back. Also note though, there are no Combat Patrol cards inside of here. So even though we know a Combat Patrol is coming, Games Workshop did not include the Combat Patrol cards. I think this is the first time we've gotten a card pack without those. So again, I'm assuming that this is strategic so that they will sell the card packs later that do include them, so they can potentially incentivize people that have already bought this box set to have to buy the card pack again. Definitely a sneaky move by Games Workshop and a little bit on the scummy side, if you ask me, not including the Combat Patrol cards in this pack. And then last but not least, we have the Codex. Absolutely beautiful cover art. Again, like foil on the edges of the actual book itself. We have the bookmark inside. We have a nice little Emperor's Children logo on the back. This is really, really nice quality. Definitely a big fan of this. And then just kind of open it up here. We'll just give it a quick flip. We're not going to do like a full review of the actual Codex itself. There are plenty of them out there, but absolutely beautiful colors. Nice big battle scenes showing off all of the upcoming models. We have a little bit of lore and stories here. Tons and tons of beautiful, unique artwork. Really, really cool. Definitely a massive fan of this. I am super excited for the Emperor's Children. I used to have an army like 20 years ago, and I sold it expecting that at some point in time they would get new models, and I was a little bit ahead of the game there. So here we have a full spread on Fulgrim. Nice artwork. We have the Lord of Excess, the Warp Touched. We have Lucius the Eternal, an epic champion of Slaanesh. Then we have the Flawless Blades, again with just beautiful artwork for each. The Lord Cacophonist and Noise Marines. We have a breakdown of the sonic weaponry, just explaining how it works. The Aspirants of Superiority, talking about the Infractors, the Armor of Excess, so the various breakdown of how these units fit in. The Demons of Slaanesh, and then we have a nice little story right here. Again, just beautiful artwork all throughout. Here we see the cover art from the box set on a dual page spread. And then we have a showcase of the actual miniatures themselves. Beautiful new Fulgrim model coming out. I cannot wait to paint this up. And then again, we're just showing off a bunch of the new models from the range. Every model in this range is going to be brand new, with the exception of a couple of things that you're able to use from the standard Chaos Codex. Here we see the demons. Really, really nice. Definitely a big fan of this. I think this is probably one of the best overall like spreads of artwork. And then here we see the Combat Patrol. So taking a look at that, we know this is going to be upcoming, not too far out. So we have Lord Caphrael, the character, and then we have 10 Infractors. We have 3 Flawless Blades, and then 3 more Flawless Blades. So you will get 10 Infractors in this set, and then you'll also have the Lord, which you already have, but then you're going to get 6 of the Flawless Blades. So there will be a little bit of redundancy in this box set, but not crazy to think with the dual build that you would want 30 of the Infractors. And then you'd have 2 squads of Noise Marines, 2 of the Lords, and then you would have 2 squads of Flawless Blades, or alternatively 1 big squad of 6. You could easily add in Fulgrim after that and then just fill out the army with a couple of Rhinos or some other stuff to easily get you to 2,000 points. So definitely a big fan of this. And then here we have a little painting guide. And then we have the actual Combat Patrol rules. And we'll do a full breakdown of the actual Combat Patrol, take a look at the actual rules themselves, the data sheets, and then go into further detail in another video. And then here we have the Forces of the Emperor's Children. So we have the actual army rule itself. And then we have our various different detachments. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 different detachments to choose from. So lots and lots of options here. Probably going to be a couple of really good ones, a couple of just base standard ones, and then probably a couple that are not so great, but more thematic. And then we have all of the data sheets that were already shown off on the cards. So really, really nice book right here. Definitely nice quality. Massive fan of this. And then of course we have some Crusade rules as well in the back here. So if you want to play a more thematic game, we're going to have like some various different ways to do that. And then we have the agendas, requisitions. So really nice, very, very full book right here. Beautiful art, lots and lots of cool new rules that I'm definitely looking forward to. Really looking forward to getting into the actual models themselves. And then of course in the end we have the Crusade badges. And then we have our points list as well. Now this has already been updated, and then you also include the code in the back, so you'll have full access to the app and then the points themselves. But there have been some minor changes already. So really, really nice box set right here. Definitely a massive fan of this. So I have pointed out multiple times in the past that Games Workshop has had some issues with calling their products premium and charging a premium price, and then the packaging being less than ideal. I've received items damaged from them in the past, everything from books, cards, and then actual models themselves. But this packaging is top notch. Everything from the multiple boxes to keep everything safe, to the actual spacers inside like the Codex, and then the sleeve that it's in to keep the card safe. Really big fan of this. Absolutely beautiful models. Games Workshop has knocked it out of the park with this. This is probably the best box set, or at least one of the best box sets Games Workshop has ever released. Let me know what you think of the Emperor's Children box set. It's obviously been very popular as it did sell out relatively quickly. And if you enjoyed today's video, hopefully by now Tabletop Bros has earned your subscription. So that is it for the Emperor's Children box set unboxing. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or comments. Always like to hear back from you guys. And then keep your eyes out for the Combat Patrol full breakdown and analysis. But in the meantime, that's it from the Tabletop Bros. Later.